2-month resub. There's been a lot of requests to return to this deck since the unbanning of Faithless Looting. Let me do a deck tech right after I read this cold open from a chest. Hey there, Spikelings. I'm your tiny ray of sunshine in the eternal night called reality. Aspiring Spike. And welcome back to my Shark Typhoon. I've got a special treat planned for you, an exciting Eldrazi brew. Can we put these monsters to work on our side? I say yes. So let's hop on the deck tech and get to it, since we know from yesterday that matches can take a long time. Sit back, grab a snack, like, comment, get some water, sub. Check out the Speckling store and praise Clothis. Thank you, Chess, and thank you everybody for tuning in today. So this deck used to play the One Ring. They banned that card and then they unbanned Faithless Looting. And I was looking at the deck and I'm like, well, you know what? I think it really is just as simple as that. If you missed it the first time, this deck is seeking to use Devourer of Destiny and Serum Powder, and to like a lesser extent Ugin's. It's using those cards as like card selection tools to assemble your combo of either Goryo's Vengeance or Through the Breach, while also simultaneously trying to put something big in exile for Ulamog, the Defiler. In fact, this deck is also playing 4 Gemstone Caverns as exile enablers for Ulamog the Defiler, so you're always going to want to choose to be on the draw, which is much better than being on the play if you have 4 Gemstone Caverns in your deck. And this deck is capable of winning on turn 1. If you choose to be on the draw, and you put a Gemstone Caverns into play, on your opponent's turn, you use pull from a turn, and you have to exile a Emrakul or an Ulamog, and to a Serum Powder or Devourer. Then you can pull from Eternity Ulamog into the graveyard on their first turn. Then you can play a land, Goryo's the Ulamog, and kill them. Oh, sorry, I guess it does have to be Emrakul because that's only 17 on turn 1 if it's Ulamog. So obviously a lot has to go right. You have to Serum Powder or Devour an Emrakul away. You have to pull an Ulamog into the yard, and then you have to Goryo's it. We actually had that one time when we played the deck last time, and we got spell snared, which sucked, but pretty cool that it can do that in theory. It's also really fun in this deck that like Serum Powder is not like just the most embarrassing card ever, because like you can even go like turn 1 Serum Powder off Gemstone Caverns Ugin Labyrinth into turn 2 Through the Breach. I've done that several times actually. Pretty cool. But yeah, very very all-in deck, very linear. Fable the Mirror Breaker is like a good card selection, discard enabler for Goryos, that also can like ramp you into Through the Breach. I've also just like, because this deck is so all-in, and so often you're just digging for a Goryos or a Through the Breach, so far like looting just being like something that can dig you a lot of cards has actually been really good, beyond just being a good discard outlet for Goryos. Slyker saw with the 2 years. Thank you, welcome back, appreciate you. Let's powder this hand and hope it doesn't cost us too much. Alright, give this one a keep. The nice thing here is that we do have an Ulamog and an Emrakul in exile, so if we can find a pull from Eternity, that's going to act as an entomb for this Goryo's Vengeance. I think what I would like to do here is I'd like to surveil on turn 1. I'd like to surveil on turn 1 here, and then potentially go Talisman into looting, although there's a kind of a weirdness if I draw an Emrakul specifically, like I wouldn't have been able to Goryo's it. Opponent is maybe stuck looking at everything we put into exile with our Serum Powder. I might have kept, I guess the Gemstone Caverns was my only land. Right, so good to grab the Raucous Theater. My opponent's playing a Scalding Tarn. This deck historically not the best against counter magic. I'm gonna go ahead and graveyard this Godless Shrine. Oh, but we drew pull from Eternity. So let's go ahead and play the Talisman, and then be sad that we don't have our turn 2 win, but maybe my opponent will tap out. Do definitely love to see that. Hopefully this is just creativity. They do keep a card on top. Cast a Ridden 6! That'd be 2 years, Kodiak. Oh. You know what, Ruby Storm? I'm glad I've got these Trinispheres still on the board. Not the best matchup, but we are going to take game 1 as I Goryo's my Ulamog. I put 15 +1 counters on it. I attack for 22, Annihilator 15. Good morning, everybody. All right, so we're going to bring in the Trinispheres here. I think I'm going to go down 2 talismans. Let's do 1/1 split and a Fable. Fast deck for sure. Good morning, everybody, except our opponent. Good thing we have insulation against Necromancer with Pull from Eternity. Absolutely, yeah. What do you think about the White Splash in the Risen Reef deck for Savine's Reclamation? I'm not really a Savine's Reclamation fan unless you are playing cards like Falahi Archaeologist, Malevolent Rumble, Gifts and Given, like a lot of like stuff that is already like proactively putting cards in the graveyard. As something that's just like a grindy tool to play through removal, I'm not that interested because I think we're already draw a ton of cards and have protection with Safekeeper. What's the turn 1 line? So turn 1, you go Gemstone Cavern. You have to exile an Emrakul, and an Ulamog with some combination of Gemstone Caverns, Serum Powder, and Devourer of Destiny. You use Gemstone Caverns to pull from Eternity Goryo, Ulamog in the graveyard. Then you untap and Goryo's the Ulamog and attack for 22 on turn 1. Dr. Lubafu with the 10 months. Thank you, welcome back. Not a very common line, the turn 1 win, but it is certainly worth noting that this deck is capable of winning the game on turn 1, however, only on the draw. Alright, let's go ahead and send this one back. I think we'll keep this and put back the Pull from Eternity itself. Not the best hand. Violet with the 8 months, thank you, welcome back. Happy 8 months to the man that caused me to buy 4 Salvage Titan. I'm telling you, the Asmo list has legs. Okay, I will keep that in mind. I do hope that you're right. Maybe it was actually better for me to keep the second Ugin's Lab, because if I just draw another imprintable, then I can turn 3 through the Breach Ulamog with Devour imprinted. Okay. Well, I guess that's still what we're going for. And we're going to have the Shaman token to, or the Fable to dig for that a little bit. We may also just be dead, although they Reckless Impulse into 2 lands, so that's a good start for us. They Glimpse into Manamorphose, Rin's Resolve, and another copy of Glimpse. Cast the Manamorphose. Is there ever a world where the old Goryo strat with Gristlebrand and extra combat steps is viable? Probably not. It's just like, I don't really know why you'd want to play those kind of builds over... Hey, what's up? Yeah, some tea would be great. Some peppermint would be good. Yeah, I don't know why you'd want to play those builds over, like, just like one that's more interactive and putting Gristlebrand and Atraxa into play. Like, you just don't have to have a bunch of Fury of the Hordes in your deck. I think we still are going to choose to be on the draw here. I think with 4 Gemstone Caverns, you just always have to. Okay, and then here we've got a turn 2 Trinisphere on the draw, but it's on the mold of 6. Yeah, I'll take a look at the Asmo Titan list. I guess Blood Fountains, you know, Salvage Titan's a reason to register Blood Fountain. A card I've been hating on some lately. The Nethergoyfs seem very odd to me. Like, you don't have that many types in the deck. Creature, sorcery, artifact, enchantment. Missing instant. I guess it's not that big a deal. Okay, love to see no ritual before the ruby there. Now I pull from Eternity will let me Goryo's a looting won't let me Goryo's until I get up to 6 mana because of the Trinisphere. So I guess also same thing for the pull, huh? Yeah, you probably got to play 4 Emery in that deck. The Goy's replacing Slag Fiend because Fiend just felt too weak. Yeah. I don't know that you necessarily like it feels kind of like a weird swap. Because they're both just like 1 mana. Well. If I had done that in my upkeep, then we would have won. Okay, so now we can win next turn. Well, let's just see if we happen to surveil a Emrakul or an Ulamog off this Raucous Theater. No. Don't think we're gonna need a second Goryo, so let's graveyard that. Okay, opponent. I got a Trinisphere in play. It's gonna be very tough for them to kill the Trinisphere this turn, and then combo off. That being said, they are at 16 and not 15, so it's possible that they like just keep playing after we throw an Emrakul at them next turn. Would I recommend? I mean, I'm not. I think if like a 1-mana like powerful creature isn't that good, then you're gonna want to play an interactive card, or more like, you know, just another enabler instead than just like another goofy creature. But hold on, let me throw an Emrakul at my opponent real quick. I love using Pull from Eternity as an Entomb is so sick, and obviously there's just a ton of enablers for it now. 6 permanents, huh? Okay, they concede. They concede. That's fair with the Trinisphere in play too. Good morning. Happy 1 month of Splinter Twin. Yeah, 1 month of Splinter Twin, 1 month of Ringon. I worked a little. Yeah, Capicator could be an option there. That helps against graveyard hate. I worked a little bit on like Hero Twin yesterday, and needs work still. Needs work. Yeah, let's mulligan. Going to 5. So this hand has a Serum Powder. I guess we'll use it, but then we'll only see a 5-card hand. We get to put 2 of these back in the deck. Let's choose. Let's choose the Lootings. And then these get exiled. So we could powder this also. The upside there would be that this hand sucks, and also that we get an Emrakul in the yard. Okay, powder again. Okay. I think this one looks kind of keepable to me. Although I don't feel like we can Gemstone Caverns. Looking for Goryo's Vengeance. 15 cards in exile. Is Hero a card? Are you saying Twin is now a hero deck? I'm saying Twin has been a hero deck since the unban. It is not a very good deck, and roll to 5 against into a slow hand against Dimir is not where you want to be. With main deck Nile Spellbomb? What the fuck? Dimir with main deck Nile Spellbomb. What did I do to deserve this? Oh, I also exiled my second Surveil land. Unlucky. That's becoming stock. Interesting. Asian Jesus, the 25 months? Over, like, Cling to Dust? I guess, yeah, better go for Underworld Breach. Also curious to know what hero means. A hero deck is a deck that is not good, but people like to play and people like to root for. Alright, fighting through the counter spells. Alright, that's a freebie, especially when I like Goryo's Vengeance is the or was the best draw possible, and now still kind of is. Yes, not talking about Intrepid here. Of course. I feel like they're going to cast an Oculus and I'm going to draw a Goryo's, and then it's not going to get snared. I think I'm going to top deck it. I can feel it coming. I can feel it coming. Yeah, actually, I untapped and I tapped like this so that if I drew exactly Emrakul Goryo's, this what could happen. I don't exactly know how, but it did happen. And did they have the snare? Oh no, in my vision, they didn't have the snare. Damn it. I gotta get these checked out, huh? Looking grim. Looking Ben grim. Let's do a push. My basic exiled. Then do a counterspell. Okay, not the best thing to mold a 5 into. Main deck now, Spellbomb, triple Force of Negation, Counterspell Snare. Not the best, not the best. Used to be that you'd have access to the One Ring in this kind of matchup. No longer. I think I'm going to play Trinispheres against them. I didn't play against Demir, I think. I think it's a one-time yesterday. I think we played against it one time yesterday. Shouldn't it be called Villain if it's not good? Well, villain decks are like Amulet Titan, Nadu, Boros, maybe pre-ring or with ring. It's like the decks that you see over and over and over again and just kind of soullessly crush you tend to be the villain decks. Oh my gosh, I chose to be on the play again. Obviously not the biggest deal. And actually this hand is better on the play. Rebirth Engine is cool with Breach deck now, TBH. I don't know. I'm not the biggest Yggdrasil fan. I was testing that card before it was cool. It's cool now. I was testing that shit for like a week when it came out, and it was like just pretty inconsistent, and I was not a huge fan. Right, does not matter what we take. Because I'm just want something big in exile, and so we can turn to Goryos. Did I see the twin rhinos deck that got 17th in challenge yesterday? I did not see that, no. What's the argument against Trinisphere main? Am I prioritizing maximizing the combo, or do you think Eldrazi is too popular still? Yeah, this deck is prioritizing maximizing the combo. Yes, that is certainly something this deck is doing. Yeah, I do think I'm just going to go put them to 3, or try to. Tough matchup. Over it. Yes, this deck is prioritizing combo in game 1 as your Goryo's deck should, right? Like, there's not usually main deck Nile spell bombs, and although maybe that's changing now. And then you sideboard the sideboard card. Also, like, sometimes you like double spell early, like you go like pull Goryos, looting Goryos. It's not like Trinisphere does nothing against you. I see Swarmweaver Zerk top 4 challenges, like Dingo said, 4-drop more fault. It gives Zerk the credit for the Swarmweaver card. I saw Mingu 5-0 with it too. Well, I guess they usually play Flage. They should play Flage. Okay, are we keeping this? If I keep this, I want I guess I put back the looting. Yeah, put back the looting. Reveal. I actually think it's better to exile the Emrakul because of the pull. Maybe I should have put back the maybe I should put back the Goryo or the looting and sorry, the through the breach instead. All right, so we're looking for Goryo's Vengeance mostly. Instead, I think we take fetch land. We'll surveil into it. I'm going to graveyard this, but keeping it makes the Through the Breach castable, which is kind of interesting. Not playing Profane Tutor. You could play Profane Tutor. It can be a little slow, but could be better than Fable, though. Can you pull from Eternity their companion? It's not... This isn't exiled, so I don't think so. What's the combo with pull? Just buying back after Goryos. No. Come on, give me some credit. What do you mean? What does it even mean after Goryos? You can use Devourer of Destiny, Gemstone Caverns, Ugin's Labyrinth, and Serum Powder to exile a big Eldrazi. Like right now we have Emrakul the Aeons torn in exile from Devour and from Gemstone Caverns. So if I draw a Goryo's Vengeance, I can pull from Eternity Emrakul into the yard to cast Goryos. But give me some credit here. All right, can't Teferi turns off my pull Goryo's line too. Obviously, this hand kind of ended up being not very functional. I think against control, the Trinispheres aren't going to be that good. Very linear deck. Certainly trying to high roll. Let's run it back. Put it on Bant Teferi. Yeah, seems like I don't. Is it Bant or is it just like blue-white control with leyline bindings? They could have like one. What's the card? The Cosmic Rebirth. You're good, Fiegler. I know, it's fine. Just teasing you. If we get land next turn, don't we want to through the reach Ulamog? My friend, they've got 6 cards in hand and 5 open mana. Through the breach is not resolving. I guess we have 2. It's just I don't know. I think I'm down to move on there. Like our window to like maybe do something there is when they tap out for Teferi. Oh, again not chosen to be on the draw. This hand's really close though. Yeah, it just has to be a keep. If we draw black mana, we can win turn 2. And we also have backup Goryos as well. Leaguer 20 months, thank you so much. Oh right, but we didn't exile anything else. Sorry. I got a little too enchanted here, maybe. Give me Talon's Gates, Uro, Modern, or give me Death. I guess you're getting Death, but unfortunately. Why no land? I may want to exile something. I actually very much want to exile something to this Ugin's Labyrinth. So that the Ulamog has something to see. Yeah, I don't know. Bant Walls seems like it could potentially be okay. It is a deck that we've had like success with in the past, and it is a deck that. Okay, so I guess we do this so we can draw White Source and Goryos, but probably just get Days Undoing instead. We didn't cast the Serum Powder. We could have Goryos this turn, but I'm playing around Stony Silence. Maybe that's obvious. Maybe it's not. But yeah, I have been thinking about Bant Walls a little bit. Yeah. All right, let's do one more pretty fast. 3 matches. We're on top of the world. Counterspell is very good against us. This Stony Silence even good against me. I don't think it's that good, but it certainly was good that game. Still gonna keep. Gonna try to exile over something with Devourer and then pull it for the Goryos, but just so instinct. I think I did this last time a couple times. This hand is, I think, a lot better on the draw. The Gemstone Caverns giving white mana specifically. I like Talent with creativity specifically because it feels safe to run out X equals 1. Because Talent can buy it back. It's very slow for Talent to buy it back is the problem. Okay, so we can exile over this Emrakul. And then here's our white mana. Do you think adding Plunge into Darkness could help you find your card? That's the pay X life, right? Probably play Profane Tutor over that, assuming I have the... assuming I'm thinking of the same card here. Yeah, I don't see much reason to loot at the moment. The Acidic, thank you for the 29 months. Appreciate you. Hopefully we can dodge the Endurance here. Pay X life, XLX cards. Obviously, it's interesting with pull. Good suggestion for sure. Yawgmoth at 3 life, also not the most potent. I've definitely been liking access to looting for turns like this. Gives you a lot of dig. Young Wolf is pretty good if I can find Ulamog. Well, I guess that Shatter's dream is going to come true of us getting to pull for this Ulamog back. Because they are going to be able to survive this 2022 Annihilator Ulamog, thanks to the brave, heroic Young Wolf. Oh, what? Come on. You don't want to rebuild your board again? Doors at 3 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Appreciate you. I think I'm going to bring in the Pyroclasms. Stony Side or Wear Tear hits it hits Agatha's Soul Cauldron, which can be kind of a problematic card. Doesn't really hit anything else, which I don't like. I may just be down to like just go for Through the Breach if they're on Cauldron. Let's play one Wear Tear. Yeah, you could test Plunge. I think Plunge would be better than Spoils of the Vault. Pay any amount of life, then you look at that many cards, put one of them into your hand, exile the rest. Would that one card? Could that card be better than Profane Tutor? It's probably better than Profane Tutor, or like it's at least interesting enough to test over Profane Tutor. Okay, this hand can win on turn 2 if Devourer of Destiny finds us an Emrakul or an Ulamog. So let me just go ahead and calc that real quick. I think we're probably like 42% or something like that. But population size is 53 cards. Dude, that guy's acting. It drew me in really well. Sample size 4, and we have 8 successes. We need 1. Oh, about 50-50. Okay. Okay. Heads, we keep. Tails, we mulligan. Tails, we mulligan. Powder, specifically. Alright, keep this one. So if I could take the pull, we have a Entomb for Ulamog. We already have that with the looting. Yeah, I think I'd just say no to all of these, and I'm mostly just looking for a... Okay, we drew one anyways. But I'm just mostly looking for a Goryo's or a Through the Breach. Okay. Keep the powder because it can help me cast Through the Breach. Ever run into a mill deck after Serum Powdering once or twice? I don't think so, but I have seen Demonic Tutors playing a lot of mill lately. In this new era of Modern after the unbanning, can Jeskai Lotus Field make a triumphant comeback? Snap plus Cryptic to take us back. Well, Snap Cryptic hasn't been, I think, ever optimal in Jeskai Lotus. I don't know why it would be now. Okay, Jeskai Lotus, Deceiver Exarch untaps Lotus Field. Ever think about that, huh? Just got Ooze, Keen-Eyed, whatever. It was only a thing in Team Iraq. I don't even really remember it being a thing there. I mean, Snapcaster Cryptic Command long time ago was like tier 1 staple of the format, whatever. Goodbye. Opponent's board. We've played Snapcaster Cryptic and Team Iraq a few times, yeah. And it definitely hasn't been that bad there. But I usually feel like there's better things to do. By proposing Twiddle Lotus Exarch Twin. I mean, I think I'm not going to probably put the card Twiddle in that deck, but... yeah, I think Lotus Field Twin could be cool. Actually, we have a blue-red Lotus Field deck. Hold on. The gears are churning. Okay, so this was something pretty early in MH3 we tried. And I remember I liked the shell, like Ugin's Labyrinth, Lotus Field. Although you probably have to cut the labs. But you also have main deck Consign. You have main deck Consign for your Lotus Field. Porting this into a twin deck sounds like it could be pretty dang sick. So we'll work on this at some point. Maybe not on stream today. So you have a Bowmaster. I think they didn't have any more basics to fetch because we killed both their forests. Make it the backup deck. I already have a sick backup deck, but tomorrow is also a challenge, so I would kind of hate to skip over this one. I don't think Subtlety main deck's something you want anymore. I don't know if we could still... Like, I'm not the biggest Null Drifter fan. This build at least was playing Ugin's Lab. But it did seem like the consigns were really important to, like, for you to, like, have the main deck Lotus Field synergies. I chose to be on the play again. I'm sorry, chat. I'm just too... too zoomed in. Okay, although here we're going to take this... Although it's going to work out better again for whatever that's worth. As we just have turn 3 through the Breach Emrakul. What am I playing tomorrow? I don't know yet. So there's a super qualifier on Saturday. And I think I want to play the Green-White Birthing Ritual deck in that event. As far as what to play for tomorrow's Friday challenge, probably something else. I don't know if it's going to be Landfall. It could be Landfall depending on how our testing of the Sultai build goes. It could end up... I kind of want to play the Aetherworks Marvel deck. Kind of want to play Blue Eldrazi. Could play like one of the various like fair Opal decks you're playing. Honestly, could play Fiddlebender tomorrow. It's kind of deranged. Could play Eldrazi Breach. So I don't know. We're gonna chew on it. Wait, we don't want a 2023 Annihilated 15. Yeah, for some reason I thought I needed to imprint turn 1 to cast this, but I also realized we could have imprinted the Emrakul turn 2 and cast both Talismans turn 2, so good catch. I wasn't saying it. Sorry about that. Okay, I mean Graveyard this is good for Goryos. Although I guess it's just gonna get shuffled. Is there a win-loss counter somewhere? There's one on the screen right now. Okay, I guess they're rhinos, probably. It's right below my head here. They are indeed rhinos. What do you think of an Energy Storm deck? So Wheel of Potential. I'm not the biggest Wheel of Potential fan, I guess. Okay, looking for Through the Breach, looking for Goryos, maybe looting to dig for one of those cards. All right. Nice Force of Negation. This is certainly not our beat a bunch of Force of Negations deck. I think I'm going to go cut the Fables for Trinispheres this time. I think Fable's pretty bad against Rhinos. I don't know if I want Wear Tear. Yeah, I don't think I want Wear Tear against them. Maybe one. Let's play one. If they binding my Emrakul. And we have several other targets between Leyline of the Guild Pact and Scion. Hate to be that guy, just roll again. Can we do a 15-second explanation of the deck and turn 1 victories? Okay. To win on turn 1, you have to exile an Emrakul the Aeons Torn with either Serum Powder, Devourer of Destiny, or some combination of Gemstone Caverns. Then you need to use Pull from Eternity to put a Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger that you put in the graveyard. Oh, damn it. And then you need to untap Goryo's the Ulamog with Emrakul in exile. 20 damage on turn 1. Sorry about that. 21 seconds. Okay, let's keep this one. Shows to be the draw because we're for Gemstone Caverns. Okay. So now I can turn to Goryo's. I think I'm gonna. Okay, I guess the problem with Trinisphere first is I have to wait to get to 6 mana. So maybe if I draw a land, I do that. Being able to turn 1 Breach Thoracle now is honestly insane. I didn't even realize that was a thing, but I guess that makes sense. It's kind of crazy. I agree. Well, I guess it's nice for Fire Ice to kind of make the decision for us. Maybe they counter the Trinisphere though. Yeah, that's of course the thought. I would have cast the Trinisphere here because I drew my 6th source of mana, but alas, my ices and fires. Yeah, it took me 20. How many seconds? You looked away there to 21 seconds. You went to TikTok and watched a TikTok while I did it. It took us 21 seconds. New PB. Yeah, this is the turn 1 breach kill tweet. I want to see the numbers on like how likely it is to be able to win on turn 1, like your percentage chance. It's got to be like much like lower than this deck, but like less than 1% in general. I got an ad, fair enough. I sent you a TikTok then. Okay, the Graveyard of the Shardless Agent here. They're at 15 life. Come on, you don't want to cast anything? Cool. Trinisphere does say as long as it's untapped, each spell would cost, the Trinisphere is only if it's untapped. Opponent with the coolest play of the week. Ice your Trinisphere. We're free now too. Yeah, I mean, I'm like really hopeful that this means my opponent will cast a Rhinos here. I actually don't know if this play is cool if they don't tap out for something. Yeah, you know what? I take it back, opponent. Come on, you gotta cast something. Live a little. What about Goryo's in their instep? Well, it'll get countered also. My opponent is maybe giving me a window with the footfalls, so it looks like they're now set up to double spell. We can take our time here. Can you pull Emrakul and Goryo's? I'm not sure if I'm playing around opponent having something. Yes, you can do that. That's a big part. That's kind of what this deck is built around. Yes, I'm playing around my opponent. My opponent definitely has some combination of Force of Negation, Endurance in their hand. There's like basically a 0% chance that they have nothing here. Yeah, I mean, we could instep through the breach. which is a pretty reasonable line if my opponent's not ghosting. But also if they just have endurance plus force, it loses, and I'm under no pressure, so I think we're fine. Why is no one playing goblins anymore? It doesn't have a 2-card turn 3 combo and insane grinding power. It does have the combo. As far as insane grinding power goes, a little less sure on that one. I think that the grinding power of goblins used to be a lot more real, but if your Boros opponent has Goblin Bombardment, Guide Pride, Flage, your goblins just kind of don't do anything. Alright, I'm going to cast it through the breach. This is a bluff, but I think they should counter this. Well, so now we can think that they don't have a counter spell. Not running out Devourer. Well, because they have this is the turn that they were going to pay 3 mana, so I feel like I wanted to go through the breach into untap and do this instead of cast a Devourer last turn. I mean, they're not 100% ghosting. They may just have had endurance and not a force of negation. Yeah, they could also just have binding in their hand. Just tough. We can maybe stabilize with Devourer of Destiny too. Although if they have the binding, then they're absolved of anything, and we lose. Absolved. Tough, 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 tough. I'm learning. I think this hand's a keep. If we can devour into specifically a interesting. If we devour specifically into Ugin's Labyrinth, I was gonna say we'll be really happy. Okay, we have to take it here. I'm a little less happy about this Ghost Quarter. But if my opponent just Ghost Quarters my Labyrinth next turn, it's not so bad because I can like recoup with the Fable token. I do have a basic in the deck also. Did you have Wear Tear for binding more dumb somehow? We had a Trinisphere in play, so and no mana available. My opponent was attacking me for 7, and I was at 7. Okay. Okay. No second land. Pretty bold. Don't think I can discard any of these. Is this a Beseiju Shelters All deck? You know what? We probably should have Beseiju in the sideboard. We're so weak to counter spells. We should have Beseijus in the sideboard. That's definitely a card that's like not like super in my registry, I guess. Like I basically have never I've almost never played that card. But yeah, it probably should be in my my data bank here. Revisited promo pairs have been since the unbans. I've like thought about how I might build it, but I haven't found a build that like is like better than like just the Bant build that we had before. Don't know why they're draw stepping upkeeping this, whatever this is, but hopefully we can dodge a Solitude. Yeah, if they had just main phase that, we couldn't have done this unless we drew a land. Seems like they have the Solitude though. White Orchid Phantom, they want your basics to be tapped. Yeah, I guess they didn't know I Only have the one basic. So about 41 life. They have no lands, just an Aether Vial. Weird game. Takes the vial up to 3. Could make a treasure token each turn. Although maybe they have a second Solitude. I guess there doesn't seem to be much reason to make a token just to sack the token. Hey, don't even interrupt me! Don't interrupt me! It's actually just kind of fine. I'll just cast that for 2 mana next turn. Fun game. So you're playing the black-white blink. Is that what people are calling the deck? Yes, they're playing the black-white Aether Vial deck. I feel like I've been thinking of this as black-white taxes, but not sure how like accurate that is. Wait, they have 2 interrupters? Is this Flicker Wisp and they are realizing they can't flicker the interrupter? Gotta get a recruiter. Black-white blinky. Interesting. There's no tax pieces. I mean, I guess, this is the thing, too. I've asked this question many times. Like, if our opponent's deck contained 1 copy of Thalia, Garden of Thraben, do you change the archetype name to taxes? Or because the deck doesn't contain 1 copy of Thalia, Garden of Thraben, it's a blink deck. It does have Aven Interrupter, White Orchid Phantom, Imperial Recruiter, Aether Vial, Ghost Quarter, although not everybody plays Ghost Quarter. Esper Sentinel contains a lot of cards like this, but I think maybe we could move on from the card Thalia, Garden of Thraben needing to be in the deck for you to call it taxes. That'd be something I would support. I would vote on that, but I don't know if we could ever get the Taxes Coalition to agree to that resolution. Interesting. I would not have figured that they would have flickered that. My opponent does have another Solitude in their hand, so despite us being able to throw a Ulamog at our opponent, this is mostly going to be an exercise in gaining a lot of life. They grab a Witch Enchanter, which they can't play right now. Let's discard these 2. So they're going to sack the Recruiter probably, and they're going to sack the Solitude again. We get to gain a lot more life, and we have to get through that Solitude somehow. Can be copied. No, Reflection cannot copy legendary creatures. Good idea, though. But even if we, I guess they, yeah, no, they couldn't. It would work if we could. Any idea what I should expect from my locals where everyone plays Frog Eye? Well, I guess what you should expect is to play against Frog Eye a lot. That's what I'm piecing together here. Is that you might play against that deck a lot. Please subscribe. Mark, 33 years. Thank you. Welcome back. Appreciate you. Wait, they sacked Ghost Quarter? Wait. Sorry, what was the other thing they sacked? It wasn't Ghost Quarter, was it? Thank you for the subscription. I'm glad I could help. Are you asking like what you should play if you're expecting a lot of Frog Eye? I recommend the green-white Birthing Ritual deck if you want something that's good against energy and good against Frog and good against everything. Ghost Quarter and Solitude. I can't believe I guess they forgot I'm out of basics or something. I'm at 59, baby. I'm at 59. I'm just gonna copy these shaman tokens and get enough treasure tokens to hardcast Emrakul, and then lose to that getting solituded, I guess. What's the plan? Casting Emrakul? Yeah, or drawing it through the breach, drawing another Goryos. Okay, so they're going to Witch Enchanter kill one of these. Wait, they attacked with Recruiter and I didn't block? Hmm. Oops. I don't know. Sometimes people make bad attacks like this and I don't even see it. Wonder what they hit on the Ephemerate rebound here. How do we gain a middle life? My opponent has solituded 2 Ulamogs that were 22/22s. Okay, so both Fables down. Been hitting 3/2s with Nautilus deck, which is great for me because I'm not that good. Awesome, keep grinding. You will become good. We are going to be playing an updated Nadu build after this. Then maybe we can pivot into the Lotus Field twin deck. Well, I'm at 48 to draw. I have a lot of time to draw another Goryos or through the breach, so let's keep going. Although maybe they just get Solitude number 3 here. Can you swap Recruiter for Ranger Captain and Green White Ritualist for budget reasons? Or will it hurt the Frog in combo matchups too much to lose the sack ability? It would hurt the combo matchups much more than it would hurt the Frog matchup. I would really... Ranger Captain's very important. Okay, I'm gonna play the naughty deck. I'm gonna play the naughty deck. Okay, we've got updates. Got an update. So there was a chatter. I can't remember who they were, if they're in the chat.